Whether you are working on an article review, a discussion question, or a research paper, you will need to use psychology sources. Psychology requires a different type of research than you may have done in other classes. But don't worry, today, we'll demystify sources used in psychology. You may have heard about primary, secondary, and tertiary sources before. Broadly speaking, a primary source is one that you, or authors writing secondary sources, are analyzing. The secondary source analyzes one or more primary sources, often in conversation with other secondary sources. And a tertiary source is one that summarizes, compiles, or distills information from primary and secondary sources from a broader perspective. Source types are usually explained in relation to the information cycle for historical events, where a primary source comes from the time of the event, such as a first-hand account, newspaper article, social media post, or other evidence as to what happened. For example, if we were to look at the launch of Pokémon Go in 2016, in terms of sources, a primary source would be real-time footage shared by players on Instagram, YouTube, or Twitch on the July 6th launch date. A secondary source would be a magazine article or blog post interpreting the event using primary sources, such as a BuzzFeed or Forbes article discussing the unexpected social effects of the game by quoting players' real-time experiences, or a journal article analyzing the experiences from an academic lens. And a tertiary source would compile primary and secondary sources and summarize the event after the fact, such as a Wikipedia page with an overview of the game's development, release, and cultural impact months or years after the launch. Psychology uses these same categories but in a more research-focused way. In the case of psychology, a primary source is one that provides direct evidence or data to answer a research question, such as an original research article, the data itself, surveys, or the test or measure used to collect that data. A secondary source is one that synthesizes or analyzes information from primary sources. Examples include review articles or meta-analyses, which use data or results from multiple primary research studies to draw broader conclusions. Then there are tertiary sources, which summarize, consolidate, or simplify primary and secondary sources for quick reference, such as encyclopedias, handbooks, or even academic blogs. Tertiary sources can also provide definitions the authors of primary sources assume you already know. You'll need all three types to prepare for psychology assignments. For someone just entering the study of psychology, reading sources can be intimidating. Research terminology and writing may be unfamiliar to you. You're not alone. The next videos in this series go into more depth for each of these source types and provide strategies for reading and understanding them.